You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh.
Test, test, 1, 2. Okay. You should be seeing me right now. Okay. Okay, sweet. Welcome everybody. Okay, I'm gonna save some time. I've been reading your comments. I've been responding to some of you in the comments already, but I'm trying to write all this stuff down. This is awesome, by the way. Jennifer, Shelley, Jordan, Claire, Louisa is almost home. Carla. I get nervous when I do these things, y'all. So sometimes my reading gets fucked up. So if I ever miss a comment, just write Lindsay. If I ever Rachel, sweet. If I ever miss one of your comments, please just write again. I know it's you know. I like to hope that I make this look easy, but sometimes I get nervous. I still get nervous, because I care. Okay, so I want to write all these things down, and if I don't mention your request, I want you to rewrite it for me. Core is great. All right, so this is from Shelley. Core is great. I've been learning so much. Got a report from. Oh. Oh, wow. You can't extend or lift more than 60 degrees. Wow. Sorry. Some core work, second current angles. All right. See, this is awesome. Second current angles. All right. Wow. So Lindsay has basically just requested that this class be hard. Which I'm down for, Lindsay. Something light on the core. Okay. All right. So we'll do some light core work too. All right, so yeah, this is awesome. These are not competing ideas. These are just. No, we're going to do it, guys. We are going to do it. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Balance. Yeah, I've got balance. Actually, I wrote yours down, Shelly. Oh, and reminders to breathe and water breaks. At first, I thought when you wrote water breaks, you meant like a type of break that was called water breaks, and I was like, wow, that sounds awesome. Okay, all right, I think we're good enough. Let's just get going. So let me say a few things about tonight. I really try to be, because there's no reason not to be, like super transparent with you guys, and I think you guys have figured this out about me already, but maybe you haven't. But I obsess. I obsess about things. And the moment that, like, I am a single project guy, I envy people that can do multiple things at the same time, but I am not that guy. And I have, in all of my off time, not working time, spent time on the computer setup that brings this stream to you and trying to tweak it and to make it better. And I have no idea. It shouldn't be getting worse. Hopefully, it's getting better. Tonight, you probably won't see too much of a difference, but that's where my head has been. So I have zero plan for tonight except for the great suggestions you just gave me. Locally, I used to show up to class completely unprepared all the time. Online, I don't really like to do it, but I just got to be honest with you. I have been deep in geek mode trying to make this stream look better all day, and actually for a while now. And, I finally got my PCs working, and okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, at first, I thought Jackie was responding to what I was saying. I thought she was saying, like, it looks decent. Brecken, y'all know Brecken Rivara. She sent me a picture one time of a place called Decent Pizza. It's just like the best name. It's decent. Okay, let's have some fun. I know that I owe one of the replay watchers, who I value. Um, I know that I owe you a class on stalls. I think I'm going to do a whole class on that, but we might talk a little bit about tonight to include some of that. So fire your suggestions away. So like I think I've missed some stuff, but I've got reminders to breathe, core second current angles, light core, and balance. And I think Jackie would request off body, but okay. We're gonna jump all kind of over the place. I've really been digging Sway into this, one of my favorite artists, ambient artists, who has put out new music since I checked in on him last, and second current. Okay, so let's emphasize that. Current. All right, you guys are awesome. It feels like we're in a virtual room together into the core and angles. Sweet. Sweet, Shelly. Sweet. That's awesome. That's a great... Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments here. Sorry, y'all. I'm just scrolling through. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, Jennifer says she's going to suck at core angles because her big warrior hoop is in the car and she don't want to go get it. That's the universe challenging you. Sweet. All right. Some of you have the same hoop philosophies. All right. Let's just let's get swaying and move into all these different fun things. Yeah, this is the guy. We've hit him constantly, but really, I'm just digging. Oh, sorry, we have two songs going. Audible breath in. Because of the format of this class, we can't really sit in circle, but in all Hoop Path classes, the class begins, the workshop begins by all of us sitting in circle. And so I invite you, if you don't already, to sit with us in circle, to feel like you're a part of this virtual community, this real community. I invite you to feel that your voice matters, that your suggestions matter. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Okay. All right. Let's get going. All right. Okay, so we got core second currents, light core, balance, reminders to breathe. Okay. All right. All right. So I think I want to start off. I think I can get us. I think we can get here. I do not think this is too much of a challenge. But we're going to start off with a warm up, some warm up. Excuse me, water break. Okay, good. Love your comments, guys. Keep them coming. I feel like I'm on an island out here. Okay, so we're going to get into core, but I thought what we would do as far as light core to hit this request is some rolling. We've been working on this a lot lately anyway, and it might be cool to keep it tied in And then I thought we would talk a little bit about swing, because we talked about this in the last class, and it might be just kind of nice to kind of keep a continuing, like if this was a local class, we do build on the last class. If you didn't see that class, just go back or look up swing class. This is vertical rolling. I'm rolling the hoop around. And the behavior of your hand and how it moves, in addition to the way the hoop is rolling around it, but the way you move your hand, that is a type of manipulation, and you can move your hand in the same direction that the hoop is traveling. You can move it in the opposite direction. And if the movement of your hand is opposite of the hoop's rotation, then you're in anti-spin. Or at least that's my understanding. There's kind of two parts of the spectrum that you can appreciate. One is to, like, the one side of the spectrum of rolling would be like perching your arm. So my arm is perched, right? It's not moving. It's trying to be as inviting to even the most skittish bird. But in order to do that, then I have to move my core maybe more, or at least think about my energy coming up through. The other end of that spectrum would be kind of like when you start to get into anti-spin and things like that, or isolations, or whatever. Instead of your hand being static, it's moving. God, this song is the perfect touch song. I'll turn it up for you guys. And then relating to where we're headed on second current, there's a second current to vertical rolling. Honestly, in my hoop life and progression, this was the one that I was blind to forever. And then one day I just decided to roll it the other way in vertical. It didn't feel crazy different, but it definitely felt different. And so ever since then, I don't want to say it was a weakness. It was just like a neglected area. It wasn't like a weak part of my flow. It was just neglected. And so I started to try and learn to roll as smoothly in one direction as the other direction. And I would use a swing break to get this hand swing like that. Sweet. Jackie, I'm glad. This song is so perfect for swing. If anybody likes swing up there, let me know. I think that song was perfect for it. Okay. Now I think we're going to have to... The thing about taking requests is you have to be able to jump all over the place musically. Yeah, we've heard this one a bunch before, but I think tonight's going to be more of like a... kind of a tech class. All right, but let's get into second current. Okay. Should we stay there? Am I going too fast? Should we stay on swing again? I mean, gosh, this is when I could really use a live student. Okay, we have a 9-second delay. Can we move on, or would you guys rather do another swing thing? 7, 6, 5. Carla just said she likes swing. She can't stop it like that. One thing on these, okay, cool. We're gonna move on to core. But on these swing isolations that you're doing here, okay, cool. We're gonna move on. If you snap your hand at the end of them, like you boom, boom. Okay. If you snap your hand, it'll tighten them. Boom, boom. Sweet, guys. All right, let's do that then. On the waist. All right, so I'm going to start in second current. And this is something that I've done in my own hoop practice pretty much since the beginning, is sometimes, like, the moment that I start core hooping, I start in second current. Yeah, nice, Jackie. Yeah, it is fun to pose. So I'm in second current right now. And because we know where we're going, like Lindsay's asked if we can go to second current angles. Because we know that's where we're going, we can kind of pack for that trip, right? And so the ways that we can pack for that trip is to think about the body in 4 sort of zones of push, or 4 quadrants. I don't think I have my overlay right now, but that there are 2 pushes right here. There's 2. One direction that I can push, like this ab going out that way. And then there is this backward push. And you can create that push however you want to. Like I can, and it doesn't have to be like perfectly rhythmically symmetrical, right? Like there could be like one big push this way, and then a couple of little. Oh, I'm in second current. So the reason I bring this up is if what will help you in your second current angles is if you think about these quadrants. Like this is one quadrant, this is another quadrant. It's like going from the center of me this way, the center of me this way. 1/2, 1 quadrant, right? Way that I can start to create angles. The twins in the desert and the mattress on your floor. Hey, spiritual nobodies. You're welcome. Okay, so if I'm in this and I want to like create angles, there's 2 ways I'm going to go about it. Oh, I need to be in second current. Okay, so there's 2 ways I'm going to go about it. One is most angles can be just created by just bouncing, right? In some kind of bounce. And then once you create that change, then you try to go find the hoop. Now bringing the hoop up from an angle in second current, you just go back to all your fundamentals, like everything you remember from your early hoop days, you just try to re-remember it and practice it, right? So if I want to come from here back to lake or back to flat, I start to roll my, like my focus around my center line. If I want to go achieve this angle, I can just create some bounce. Although I'm not doing that good right now. There we go. And then if you remember from your, your sort of first current flow, the way you sustain an angle is with up and down, but also some degree of side to side motion. So like I can either like have my center line, like in addition to my bounce, my core can sort of be doing the cotton candy thing. Or I can have my bounce, but then on top of that bounce, kind of like another layer of drums, have rhythm that I push out from my core underneath, like where it's actually touching me, these quadrants that I'm talking about. So I've got this overall bounce, and then I've got this like additive push. Oh, I'm in first, sorry. Wow, okay. That's the best comment that we've ever had, Jennifer. Thank you. Sweet. See, that is exactly the kind of level of comfort that I want y'all to have with us, okay? There's no TMI here. There's no TMI. We are like family. I use, Louisa says when the hoop is in an angle and one corner is higher than the other, I usually tell people to, turn towards the lower angle and like turn with like, so let's say that, I'll try to do this on the waist, although it's, so let's say you're in a situation like, let's see, it's kind of hard to create it like, my mistake, but you're sort of in a situation like this where the hoop is like, it's coming high from my day side or from like my AM side, and it's going low here. And so I think Luis is asking, like, what do you do in this situation where you don't really want it to be doing that? You turn towards the lowest point. That's what I always do. You could turn towards the highest point, but for me, like my go-to was earth angle. So if my hoop is wonking on me, like it's not staying where I want it to stay, or I feel like, like a lot of times you get into this point because you realize you have like a dominant bouncing leg, and you don't realize that yet until hooping comes into your life. And then you realize like, oh, okay. And so you turn towards the lowest point and then start bouncing. Well, going the opposite way, going to spiritual nobodies. Second current is going the opposite direction. If you go both directions already, you just pick one. But most people, like your first current or first spin is, there we go, is the first direction you learn to hoop in. Oh. Okay. Well, let's. I think I'll get to your question, Louisa, just by virtue of the class. But if I don't, we're going to do a few more exercises, of course. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, on earth angle. Yeah, okay. So what we need to do is some more angle hooping, because these comments are great. Y'all are helping me so much. But I think that this will kind of... Nice. Yeah, second current angle. That's what we're going for. Okay, so what Louisa and Lindsay are both asking about, in a way, is and this is super geeky, and this might be, sort of above or beyond some of you in your like hoop experience so far. Like you'll get there, but this is a sort of super subtlety. But basically, what helps you level the hoop, which is kind of what Luis is talking about, or it not hitting your knees, all of that, like that Lindsay's talking about, all of that in like hoop path term is kind of cheesy, but it refers to hoop chi. And hoop chi is like when we try to move the hoop, change it, like raise it to our shoulders or lower it down without touching it. And it's imaginary, but you can imagine that through your hoop right now, as you're like hooping it around you, that there is a sort of projection or a force field, like or a force, or that there's this like energy thing that's coming out from your hoop. Like maybe you're creating a plane or spirals or whatever. And so then within that field, then you can start to put your sort of awareness on different quadrants. So like right now, I'm focusing on what would be my 6 a.m. to my 12, which for you guys is my front quadrant. I'm going to the left, it's my right side. I need to be in second current. Now I'm going to switch to my left. So I kind of got that backwards because I was in the wrong current just now, the second current. But what I want you to feel is your 6 a.m. to your 12. That's where the hoop is rolling onto the front of you. So the hoop is rolling. I'm going to the right now. That's my second current. So right now I'm focused on this quadrant. And then as I drop into that angle, I'm staying focused on that current. I mean that quarter. No, this is me shifting to this quarter. And the answer, I think, the best answer I can give right now from North Carolina to Lindsay and Louisa is that you find this balance between the two quadrants. I mean, ultimately, you'd love to find a balance between the 4 quadrants, but I think a good starting point in second current is just to focus on the first 2, because that's kind of like what we're used to, pushing down. I do love, oh my god, I'm so old school though. Like, I could totally hang out here. I love old school waist tubing. It's totally boring to watch, but it feels so good. Okay, good. Sorry, Jackie. Yeah, shoulders wherever. Yeah. Hey, Shannon. God, I went to see Erykah Badu, and I read all these reviews ahead of time, and they talked about how horrible her show was. And I was like, oh my god. And when I went, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. She was so real and authentic, and you felt like you knew her, and it was great. I keep going back to first current. So anyway, Okay, let's try. Let's talk second current shoulders for a second here. Now, if you're watching my Saturday class, if you're new to hooping, is meant to be more accessible than this class. Although I want this class to be accessible to everybody. Sometimes you just hit a point where you're not there yet. Hopefully you might want to be, or it'll inspire you to like get back in your hoops so you can figure out this kind of stuff. But we're going to talk about second current shoulders, which generally is kind of where core enthusiasts and core non-enthusiasts, where they divide, is second current shoulders. That's usually like, if somebody can do second current shoulders, they probably love core hooping, right? Maybe, or maybe they just want to be the super well-rounded person. But let's go up to second current shoulders. Now, the easiest thing you can do is what Shelley was talking about, which is like every time you drop the hoop, go the other way. That's a great way to develop organically. But if you were graced up in one current and now you're trying to learn the other current, just try to go back to remembering what it was that worked in the other currents, right? Like when you were learning it. Probably your footwork, probably shifting, probably like some freaking out, right? I love this track.
Break.
Now, at the shoulders, well, I don't want to wear you out, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about angles. Shoulders. The cool thing about your shoulders is that you can articulate so much more when you're up there, and so learning second current angle shoulders is kind of easier because you have your arms. Once you learn not to rely on them too much, but you just let them come up and they just dance with you, right? I'll show you what we're talking about here. Second current. Actually, let's do second current earth first. I think that'd probably make more sense. So let's go back to what Louisa was asking, or I sort of misanswered for one of Louisa's questions. Let's say I want to get into an angle and I don't know how. I can just start bouncing. Then you see my hoop goes in some direction, and then I can pick either like 12 noon or 12 midnight to then focus and get the rhythm on. So if I'm here and I just start to bounce, then I can like pick. I just went to earth. Oh, I need to be in second current. So I keep in second. Bounce, bounce, bounce. My sort of right side, the right side of me is slowly pushing towards my left side slowly pushing towards my right side. Jumping like a break. The real secret to angle is just rhythm. Like every now and then you'll be like, oh, what am I doing? And then you'll start to listen to music and you'll be like, oh, okay. And once you get some level of control, you can start to goof around with it a little bit. Like I can pull I'm here. I don't know if this is going to work. Anyway, I can kind of like control within the angle. I'm in an angle. I don't know if you guys can tell that in this camera. Okay, well, let's do it this different way. Alright, so I'm in an angle now. Okay, and you see how I'm like kind of have one shoulder like higher than the other or pushed forward in front of me, or both? So this is my shoulders even. And this is me just throwing one down in here. Alright, let's see. So this can be one way to like brace up and like really stabilize your core hooping is, I'm not making sense. It's basically like how you position this level. Like the hoop is running around here. This is me, my back is flat, right? My back is flat. This would be if I pull my, say if I pull my AM side way away from me. And if I drop that AM and pull my PM back. Oh, and, okay. That was our song we played for Anna the other night. 1 second. Okay. Okay, if I haven't lost everybody that's watching already by now, let's go ahead and take on one kind of difficult thing, and this is sort of where I was going before. I was sort of getting ahead of myself, but let's talk a little bit about sky angle. Second current, when the hoop is coming, so in second current, generally you're going to be the least comfortable there. So it's not like you're not going to be good there. It's just you're like the least comfortable. Okay, so Lindsay just asked, would you say you have to master second current or rooted second current? God, I don't know what is going on with this, y'all. Sorry, it's goofed up something on this setting. No, I don't think you have to master it to get there, like a diploma or something. But I think that it will happen that way. That like if you do get good at rooted core hooping, really teaches you the subtleties of core hooping. Like not being able, you don't realize, like moving your feet is beautiful. Every dancer that's awesome moves their feet. You definitely want to move your feet, but there is a sort of like layer of core technique sometimes that can't be really, unearthed unless you root. None of these metaphors make sense, but you root and then you figure out like, oh, okay, like I'm pushing my like AM side too far in. I'm pulling my, PM side out, and these sort of rooted will help teach you that, but if you can move your feet, you probably will, so that's where rooted exercises kind of help. Jackie, earth angle for your question. If you are in a vertical angle, can you take it past 90 degrees? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you totally can. I mean, that is actually kind of hard to do. But yeah, you can do that. I actually did that by, let's put some music on so I don't kill the vibe here. Oh, this is good. I think this will be okay for this. Okay, so I actually started doing what Jackie's talking about by doing rooted shoulder hooping. So like I'm here. Okay, so well, just hopefully I can. So I'm in what we call in hoop path. I'd be in lake. I'd be like in water, like the lake surface here. And then I'm gonna start to bounce, and actually I'll do it in second current so we stay consistent here. Although my second current's feeling rusty, I have to admit that. All right, so now I'm gonna bounce over lean, bounce. Okay, so now I'm mostly, it's going to look a little bit different on TV because of the angle of the camera, but right now I'm 90 degrees. It looks a little goofy, but trust me. And then Jackie's sort of asking, like, well, could you go even more? And you can. I'm trying to do it in second current right now. I don't know if it's working, but you can. You can, like, go past 90. All right, I just need to bounce more. I don't think it's working. Y'all let me know if it's working. It's hard in second current. It might be one of those things that like a hooper perceives, but maybe it's not really happening. It just feels like it's happening. It's hard in second current for sure. One lesson from when you're learning angle hooping, if you're new to hooping or you want to learn this skill, you don't have to go all the way to max to learn angles, and this really can help a lot of people find the groove. If you've never had angle hooping before, see if you can just try to create the most subtle angle, right? Like, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but there's my hoop is dipping down into earth a little bit, and I can just rock this angle, right? Like, it's not severe, and that is still angle hooping, and that sort of awareness of the two front quadrants. If you get deep into your hoop nerdom, it's fun to just I'm in second current. All right, let me get second current. It's fun to just chi the hoop through these angles. Okay. All right, we're pretty much at the end of class here. I kind of think we could go ahead and listen to that song. It might not be a bad idea to try second current legs or leg hooping right now, because you guys have been moving your core. Actually, I'm going to invite you to stay with me and do one more exercise, but you can just make this your free hoop. But I think we'll talk a little bit about legs. If you have to peel out, I totally... Oops. I don't know what happened there. Oh. Okay, sweet, Lindsay. Okay, so I'm on the legs here. All right, you guys can bow out. You don't have to listen. You don't have to follow me here. But second current legs is actually, I sucked at it so bad the first time I tried it, and then I worked on it so much that it became like my my favorite current, even though it was the second direction I learned. And I think a big reason for that is that I'm right-handed. I'm probably like right-legged. And so second current actually helps my right leg kind of show up a little bit more. So I'm in second current legs right now. Now I'll be honest with you, this is 5,000 hours. This is 10,000 hours. This is like, not that like I'm extraordinary, but I just can say that I have worked on this. I know I have logged a lot of flight time at this, and my favorite way to do it is just to put a song like this on, and then to think about like the quadrants. The back quadrants of your legs are kind of hard to hit, but just being aware that they're there can really change your leg hooping, especially in second current, as you learn it.
Get down low. Get down.
If you have to peel off, I understand, guys. Thank you.
Get down. Get down low. Get down.
Huh.
Get down low. Get down. Get down.
I love the ab workout that is legs. Leg hooping is an ab workout. If you haven't thought about that, like try tightening your abs, or at least just focusing on them. Change it. My angle leg hooping is definitely better in second current. I can do it the other way, but okay, all right. I think we're gonna call it a night. Move into some free hoopy type stuff, and this was some stuff that I liked from earlier today. I think we'll chill out on the. This might be too mellow, but I think this is where we'll go. Oh, sweet, Shannon. Sweet. Sweet, Carla. Sweet. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why this keeps going. Start with the imagination. Every great idea starts there, y'all. Nice, Rachel. Yeah. We're going to rock bathing suit season, or what I call Burning Man season. Angle leg class. All right, that would be, yeah, that's definitely Monday night material for sure. Okay, guys, thank you. We'll just free hoop from here. All right, angle leg class. All right, good luck, guys. All right, that's yeah. Rest up. you guys so much for joining us. Yeah, good luck. Huh. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. I appreciate it.